Egypt, thousands of years ago, it built a civilization from stones that defied the sky. Time passed, kings died, empires fell, but those structures still hold their secrets. And now, history's darkest curtain is being lifted once more. 1. The forbidden city beneath the pyramid, the real world hidden in the depths of Giza. For centuries, we have seen the surface of the pyramids, but perhaps the real story was hidden in the darkness beneath hundreds of tons of stone. In 2017, the Scan Pyramids team, composed of Japanese and French scientists, made an extraordinary discovery at the center of the Great Pyramid. Scans using cosmic rays revealed a massive void resembling the main gallery. The dimensions were astonishing, at least 30 meters long, 8 meters high, and right at the heart of the pyramid. 6 years later, in March 2023, a new corridor was found on the north face of the same pyramid. It was 9 meters long and 2 meters high. Scientists said this chamber could be a structural load-balancing void. But some disagreed. Leaked drawings show spiral columns and underground galleries extending beneath the pyramid. It hasn't been officially confirmed, but no one can definitively say it doesn't exist. Because the stones beneath Giza still hold something. And perhaps that something is the greatest secret in human history. 2. The lost Queen Nefertiti. Her tomb is still talked about, but where is the truth hidden? One of the most impressive faces in history, Queen Nefertiti. She became legendary for her beauty, but the real mystery lies in her power and her disappearance. Nefertiti, who ruled in the 14th century BC, overthrew Egypt's polytheistic order alongside her husband Akhenaten and proclaimed monotheism. This decision made her a target of both the priestly class and royal history. After her death, her name was erased from all monuments, and her tomb was wiped from history. In 2015, British archaeologist Nicholas Reeves scanned the walls of Tutankhamun's tomb with high-resolution radar and detected a hidden cavity approximately 1.5 meters thick behind the north wall. A possible passageway was also confirmed by temperature differences. According to Reeves, Tutankhamun's tomb was actually a continuation of Nefertiti's pre-prepared tomb. The young king had been buried in his mother's chamber. However, the excavations were abruptly halted. The official explanation was insufficient evidence. But according to many historians, behind that wall lies not only a queen, but also forbidden information from the Akhenaten period, even symbols of revolutionary beliefs. 3. The Pinecone symbol, cosmic consciousness encrypted by the gods, or a forgotten code. The same shape appears in ancient civilizations around the world, a pinecone. In ancient Egyptian walls in Ra's hand, in Assyrian reliefs on the heads of gods, in Rome at the center of the Vatican, and even in the stone decorations of Mayan temples. Could the use of the same figure by different cultures thousands of years apart be just an aesthetic coincidence? According to many researchers, this symbol represents the pineal gland, the third eye located in the center of the human brain. This gland is associated with light and consciousness. Ancient texts refer to it as the point that enables communication with the gods. The Egyptians believed it was the gateway that allowed the soul to merge with the universe after death. The fact that the pinecone shape is represented by a giant bronze statue in the Vatican courtyard suggests that this symbol still carries meaning. Some esoteric teachings argue that the pinecone figure is an ancient code of knowledge that awakens human consciousness. Perhaps the gods left their messages not in words, but in symbols. 4. The lost nose of the Sphinx, the forbidden truth behind thousands of years of silence. The Great Sphinx, one of the world's most famous monuments, remained silent as it gazed at the desert for hundreds of years. But there was something missing in that silence, its nose. The nose of the colossal statue is still missing today, and it is not clear how it disappeared. Some sources claim that Napoleon's soldiers shot off its nose with cannon fire during the invasion of Egypt in 1798. However, older drawings refute this claim, as the Sphinx's nose was already missing at least 400 years before Napoleon. Ancient records show that the Sphinx was already damaged in the 14th century BC. Archaeologists noticed that the erosion marks on the surface were caused not only by wind, but also by deliberate blows. According to some researchers, this destruction was a symbolic act of annihilation carried out by ancient priests to silence forbidden knowledge. Because the Sphinx was considered the voice of the sun god. Today, the Sphinx's nose is missing, and there are no fragments around it. So it wasn't cut off and dropped. It was erased. Perhaps someone, thousands of years ago, condemned that face to silence. 5. Akhenaten, Pharaoh or the last sage from the stars. Akhenaten, ancient Egypt's most controversial ruler, initiated the first monotheistic belief in history. During his reign, all gods were silenced, and only Aten, the sun disk, was declared sacred. However, the real mystery lay in Akhenaten's appearance. His long skull, narrow jaw, thin limbs, and disproportionate body set him apart from other pharaohs. Some genetic analyses even noted that his bone structure differed from that of an ordinary human. While some researchers attribute these physical differences to medical causes such as Marfan syndrome, alternative theories go much further. According to them, Akhenaten was a wise being from the heavens, an envoy sent to share knowledge with humanity. After his death, his statues were destroyed, and his name was erased from temples. History cursed him. But the teachings he left behind still raise the same question. If Akhenaten was truly human, why did no ruler after Egypt look like him? 6. Magnetic anomaly in the pyramids, the invisible force at work beneath the stones. Scientists have been trying to explain the perfect alignment of the pyramids for years. The pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure are aligned with the Earth's magnetic north with a deviation of only 3/60 degrees. How could such precise measurements have been made without modern equipment? Geophysical research conducted in 2020 detected differences in magnetic density in the rocks beneath the Giza plateau. These differences correspond exactly to the location of the pyramids. Some experts say these anomalies are caused by natural mineral concentrations. However, others suggest that they could be magnetic zones deliberately placed for energy-focusing purposes. In 1979, Soviet researchers recorded that compasses deviated around the pyramid. The deviation rate was 2.3 degrees. This suggested that the structure created a type of electromagnetic field. According to an alternative theory, the quartz minerals used between the pyramid stones and the pyramid's geometry create resonance at certain frequencies. In other words, the pyramid could be a silent energy converter. This theory has not been proven, but it has not been disproven either. Perhaps the secret of the pyramids lies not in their stones, but in an invisible force around them. And that power has been working silently for thousands of years. 7. The lights of Dendera. Did ancient Egypt really know about electricity? The reliefs on the walls of the Temple of Dendera have been a subject of debate among archaeologists and researchers for centuries. This is because these reliefs depict Egyptian priests holding glass shapes resembling large light bulbs. Inside is a serpentine beam of light, and at the bottom is a relief resembling a cable. To the modern eye, this shape almost resembles a light bulb. Some researchers claim this depiction proves ancient Egypt had knowledge of electricity. It has even been dubbed the Dendera light. According to the theory, the rooms beneath the temple were secret energy centers used by priests of that period. However, academic circles reject this interpretation. They believe this figure is a symbolic scene representing the birth of the serpent god Harsamtus. Nevertheless, in experiments conducted in the 1960s, light was successfully produced when an electric current was applied to an exact replica of this relief. Coincidence or forgotten knowledge? The walls of Dendera remain silent. 8. Ankh, key to life or scientific secret of eternity. One of ancient Egypt's most mysterious symbols, the Ankh. It appears everywhere, in the hands of pharaohs, around the necks of gods, on temple walls, even on the chests of mummies. Its meaning is known as life, but it is not that simple. Because the Egyptians saw the Ankh not only as life, but as the continuation of energy after death. According to some researchers, the Ankh symbolizes a type of electromagnetic circuit or energy flow. The upper ring represented the energy source, while the lower cross shape represented the material world. This symbol is often seen in the hands of the gods, as if they were transferring energy. In a papyrus discovered in 1899, the Ankh is described as the sound resonating in the heart of light, an expression that brings to mind the concepts of resonance and frequency. According to modern esoteric thinkers, the Ankh was the vibrational key through which the human soul connects with the universe. Perhaps for the Egyptians, death was not an end, but merely a change in frequency. That is why the gods always held the Ankh before their mouths. 9. The Saqqara Labyrinths, the forgotten city of gods underground. For many years, there have been rumors of a massive underground system hidden beneath the Saqqara necropolis, south of Cairo. The ancient historian Herodotus visited Egypt in the 5th century BC and saw this underground labyrinth, writing, "I passed through 1,000 rooms, some for the gods, some for the pharaohs." Modern research shows that this account is not merely a legend. Radar scans conducted in 2008 detected a multi-layered stone structure extending 700 meters in the Huera region. The layers have not yet been fully excavated because the underground water level is hindering the excavation work. Satellite data suggests that the tunnels may extend as far as the Pyramid of Saqqara. Some researchers believe that this labyrinth protects not the tombs of the pharaohs, but a lost archive of knowledge. This structure, referred to in some myths as the House of the Gods, may even have been the source of the Atlantis legends. The Egyptian government completely closed off this area after 2010. The official reason: dangerous area. But the echoing voids beneath Saqqara may tell another story. Perhaps the gods are truly still waiting there silently. 10. Unknown particles in mummies. The code hidden in the pharaohs' bodies. Ancient Egypt's tradition of mummification was based not only on the belief in life after death, but also on the understanding of the body as a carrier of energy. However, recent analyses have revealed the presence of unusual substances inside some mummies. In 2020, scans conducted by Oxford University detected nano-level particles of gold and hematite in some royal mummies. These particles were specifically placed in certain areas of the body tissues. The Egyptians called these stones metals that balance spiritual energy. Hematite was a mineral associated with blood. Gold was a symbol of immortality. This combination seemed to seal a biological code. Even more interestingly, a foreign substance coated with plant resin was found inside the skulls of several mummies. Microscopic analysis showed that it had been deliberately placed there. 11. The secret chambers of the Great Pyramid of Giza, the world behind doors yet to be opened. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the world's largest stone structure, remains an engineering marvel that has not yet been fully understood. In 2017, the Japanese-French Scan Pyramids team used cosmic ray technology to detect a massive void inside the pyramid, at least 30 meters long. This discovery proved that the 4,500-year-old structure still holds unknown sections. 6 years later, in 2023, a new corridor approximately 9 meters long and 2 meters wide was discovered just above the entrance on the north face. None of these chambers have been physically entered. They have only been imaged using robotic cameras and muon scans. However, the corridor appears to extend towards the center of the pyramid. This suggests the existence of another unopened chamber. Some experts claim this chamber is the pharaoh's actual tomb, while others claim it is a religious energy chamber. 12. The Curse of the Pharaohs. Forbidden power protected even after death. In 1922, when Howard Carter opened Tutankhamun's tomb, the world held its breath. The door was opened for the first time in thousands of years. But shortly after, the mysterious deaths of members of the excavation team gave rise to the most famous curse legend in history. Lord Carnarvon, the team's financier, died just 4 months after the tomb was opened, from a strange infection. At the moment of his death, the electricity went out in Cairo, and at the same time, his dog died howling in England. This event officially launched the Curse of the Pharaohs. Over the next few years, more than 20 people died. Some attributed this to fungal spores. Others believed it was punishment for disturbing the dead. For the Egyptian people, this was no longer a legend, but a warning. Because the origin of the curse was written on the tomb walls, whoever opens the door of the dead, death will envelop them with its wings. Perhaps this was not just a threat. The spirits of the pharaohs may truly be there, still guarding their tombs.